folks. Welcome to Talk TV Media Network. Welcome to the show. Today is the 11th, 9/11/2022. Welcome to Talk TV Media Network. My name is Sam Gadu. I am here reporting in Tulsa, Oklahoma, here in the city of Tulsa as well. Welcome to the show. Today is a very tough show to bear, to carry, to host because lots of remembering, a lot of sober moment we will be undertaking today on the show, especially when it comes to what the world is facing, is experiencing just this week. The laws of the Queen of England, the homegoing of the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth II. Also today, as many of you are already aware, today is 9/11. When we say 9/11, you already know what that means here for the United States of America and the many families around the world. 9/11. And so we will be discussing this as time goes by. We will be taking a reflection of what has happened during the course of the 20 some years since 9/11 took place. The loss of thousands of lives, thousands, millions and millions of properties here in the United States, just because evil dwell in the midst of us. And so today, also we'll be remembering a special person who has been so dear to my heart as well, a mother, a pastor, and also a grandmother who over the years was more or less like a steward, a mentor, a good devoted wife who parted this earth 5 years ago, Pastor Loretta Laurore. So we'll be having memories of her as well on the show today. So share the link, be a part of what God is doing through this network. Again, my name is Sam Gadu. And also many of you who are facing the loss of your loved ones. Also, this network, Talk TV Media Network, is grieving the loss of one of our members, reporters' father, who passed away this week as well. Musu, our condolences and prayers goes to you and the entire family as well. So we'll be remembering your father as well, Musu, and also the many families. But today, nonetheless, we are here as much as we remember the gift of life. We appreciate the very life that those of us are living by praising God and thanking God what He's doing in our lives. And today, as you see me, I'm in traditionals, very somber. I'm going a lot of music today will be very much traditional for our hearing. And it's all going to be gospel Christian music. So this is how we begin the show. Sit back, relax, share the link. Thank you. This is our boss. Welcome to the show. Welcome. That was a musical gospel traditional song by our Bassa friends right there in Liberia, saying, I will lift up my eyes to the hills. Yeah, where your help coming from? This is what the song means. So to all our Bassa friends out there, stay tuned. I still got one more coming for you guys. And then from there, we'll be transitioning to our pellet family, friends as well. So welcome to the show today. I Talk TV Media Network. Today is a special day here in the country, this country of the United States of America. As many of you are already aware, 9/11. This is the day, 9/11, September 11, 2001, when the enemies, those who are always looking for the downfall of the United States of America, struck the Twin Towers of New York, the World Trade Center. And this led to the death of many Americans. You know, during the days of bin Laden, America, this nation has enemies, lots of enemies, you know, around the world, around the globe. And so I have my colleague, my co-host, he's just joining into studio. to be part of this show, all important show today. So we will be here. If you're ready, just give me a thumbs up, comrade, and I will bring you live on the screen as well. So 9/11 today is the day that America was hit under the presidency of George W. Bush the second. I remember very vivid, very clear what America looks like then, what it was, you know. And it was not an easy thing. Lots of people lost their loved ones. People waking up early in the morning, going to those high skyrocket buildings to work, uh, planning for a better day, what the day is going to look like, only to be met by their untimely death. You know, lots of people. Man, when you watch those images, some of us who were very close to have seen what happened at the time, to experience that and know some of our friends who actually lost their loved ones during the 9/11. Um, those were painful moments, and they still are, because that is a gap in your family that you never forget, especially when that time comes around, where the nation is mourning, is celebrating, at the same time, what the enemy meant for America, the Lord turned it around, um, for the good of it. The enemies, as many as they were, hiding from far and near, were hunted down. The bravery of the gallant men of the United States, the national security, the CIA, the FBI, all the security networks at work. Comrade, are you ready to come on show? You ready? You good? Oh, okay, awesome. Let me bring my. How are you, man? Happy Sunday to you.
Yeah, thanks to you. I'm okay, and same to you as well. It's great to be with you live at the moment.
Man, you look so well dressed, like you're coming from the Lord's house.
Indeed, and you look so energetic as well, like you coming from preaching.
Well, I wasn't preaching. However, went to church anyway, and
That's great.
as you can tell, I love to showcase our
Yeah,
African
yeah,
continent. You know,
indeed.
when I go among these people, I just love to show up what we Africa is made of, Liberia is made
Yeah,
of.
yeah,
So
yeah, definitely.
traditionally, I just put it on, man, and all the
Hmm.
eyes are on me. But
Yeah.
welcome to this. Today is a very, very important discussion. Normally, we have this show is going to take a little different turn today, even though it's gospel. We are going to be playing gospel as well on the show. But however, as much as we play the gospel, we will be discussing uh, the special moments, the times that we are living in.
Uh,
The Bible talks about today is 9/11. You know, and it's not easy for the loss of families here in this country. The day the enemy thought they won, the day they attacked the United States of America, they had no clue that what they were doing, they were it was going to turn on them. That you
yeah,
don't play with fire. You know, yes, America lost over 3,000 men, people, lives, but they know the enemy knows where they are now, and America
hmm.
has become more awake than ever before. What do you make up of the 9/11? What's your take on that?
Well, 9/11. I know at the time I was in Liberia, but I vividly remember that day. Almost the whole world, came to a standstill, and memories about it is kind of hugely with mixed feelings. The fact of the matter that those who died on that day were all human beings. They were not animals, and the fact of the matter as well, infrastructure as well were
Yeah,
destroyed. Were destroyed, and the the extended thought of that is the whole world being being one place, and then something like that happened. Because remember, those who died there were not only Americans. People from different part of the world were in the twin tower that day,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
even at the Pentagon also. So the memories about it is huge because human being died, and I regret it, as well as to why did it have to happen. I mean, why would anybody think, and plan and to execute a mission like that would kill so many people and destroy infrastructure and things. So it's a huge loss. I mean, it's not something that even those who survived it uh, will actually get over it soon. It's something that are going to live with them for the rest of their lives, especially those that were directly hit by virtue of their family members being killed. I remember the Pentagon. I remember my sister, was working there, and I think she was on her way going to work,
Hmm.
driving when she heard the news, and she have to stop halfway and then go back home to watch it over television. But Sam, it was unnecessary, and I don't know why it happened. Even up to now, I keep asking myself. And it happened. But I hope Liberians, let's say the United States people, like today when Biden was speaking. Normally, I sign up to many of these outlets, media outlets in America that anytime news going on there, I always get a notification from Facebook.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I was watching CBS today when President Biden was addressing the citizen. Sam, I even commented because the words that were coming from the Americans were so, denigrating, were so much insulting words, full of hate. I mean, these are Americans that were talking. And I even commented there. I say, although I'm not an American, and of course I do not live in America, but what are the issue relative to 9/11? I think all of you as Americans supposed to come together,
Right.
speak to the issue rather than this fake politics that you guys are bringing on this and holding somebody responsible, insulting Joe Biden and whatever. I say even if Trump was going to be in power today, nobody should blame Trump for what happened
No.
because they were just common citizens as well and things.
That American
So
solidarity.
yeah, yeah. I say in the name of solidarity, I think you people are supposed to, be talking, about this day about all Americans coming together and speaking, about unity and speaking about togetherness and oneness and things. And a lot of people were, Americans came and they started liking my statement there or whatever. But that is the reality. It
Yeah,
happened,
that
and
is that is
it
the
was
world we live
unfortunate.
in.
Yeah.
Especially, Mike, when you look at the freedom of speech that we have here in the US. And most people who haven't traveled out of this country, they don't know the importance of freedom. They haven't experienced the typical experience of freedom when you leave the United States of
Yeah,
America.
yeah,
You
yeah, yeah.
travel in other foreign countries and you see how dictatorship is at work, how the kakistocratic behaviors of leaders, is at
Mm,
play.
mm.
You won't
Yeah,
understand until you
yeah.
travel.
That's it.
Until you travel out of here, then when you come back, you will appreciate the freedom that America stands for. And
Yeah.
so, to all the haters, the haters out here in the US, love America. You should be thankful that you were
Hmm.
born or part of this, union that God has formed, the United States of America.
That's
You know,
it.
yeah. And when it comes to defeating the enemy, all Americans must put hands together to defeat the enemy. Because if America
Exactly.
falls today, you in trouble. The
Hmm.
world is
Hmm.
in trouble if
Hmm.
America falls. That's the
Hmm.
fact, whether you like it or not. That's the
You're
truth.
not.
All the
That's
power
it.
play they play around the globe, not just here, around the
Mm.
world. So the
Yep.
enemy, those who do not want to see the success and the resilience of America and the rise of America, will always try to find loopholes, will always try to defeat, find ways to attack this nation, be a uh, direct, technological, cyber. They're always trying, but every time they try, they fail. They fail
mhm,
because
mhm.
when God creates a nation, and He protects it. God is a God of governance. We all
Yeah,
understand that He supports
yeah,
leadership. Sometimes we don't choose the right leaders that God wants, for a nation, but we get to live with the consequences thereof.
yeah. But Sam, in addition to what you're saying, I think uh, for especially for you people that are living in America, there, I think more of preaching for unity and promoting peace within. I think you have to be the order of the day now because I mean, following news outlets on the internet nowadays. I mean, the citizens themselves are a huge problem now,
Yeah,
especially with respect to this this thing I call fake politics that many of them are preaching there. I mean,
exactly.
they themselves are even against their own their own selves. I mean, from all of the utterances that most of them can be making on some of the platforms and things, it can be so denigrating. I can, sometimes I say, wow. I mean, somebody will be wishing another person's death and somebody praying for somebody to die, also somebody to be killed and things.
But
Eh,
Marx, just look at this as you speak. I'll give you. Let me play these images for our viewing audience while you talk about this, because these are not something to play with. People lost
no.
lives. Look at this. Let me bring this on the screen.
Hmm.
Painful.
Hmm. Hmm.
When those twin towers hit, painful. This is not something American solidarity. That's how it should be. These
That's
are
how it should be.
millions and billions of dollars, that
Yeah,
that that that
yeah,
went in vain
yeah,
because of
yeah,
the enemy. The
yeah,
enemy is knocking, always knocking at the door. But it depends. Our oneness and togetherness as a nation, as a people, will close
yeah.
the door for the enemy not to be able to come in.
Exactly so.
Right.
Exactly so. Yeah.
Well, look at
Yeah,
this one.
that was a pivotal day, a day that anybody who saw it that day will continue to remember it and will have strong feelings as well. Why should we human beings behave to each other like this and thing? I couldn't believe those images yesterday, man. I
Yeah.
couldn't. I
Yeah.
mean, watching it live and you see somebody, man, you see an airplane just somebody controlling it and
Yeah.
deliberately. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
deliberately.
in
Yeah,
it
it's
deliberately
unimaginable.
to it to kill
Mhm.
thousands and thousands of
Yeah,
people.
let me go and destroy. Let me destroy my life and destroy
Mhm,
thousands of people's
mhm.
lives.
Yeah.
No, 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 no.
Yeah.
So,
That's the
but
world we
I
live in.
think, Sam, I mean, to me, I mean, directly to the American people, if they really think that whatever it is, that unity is about antagonizing another, I think they're getting it wrong. And Americans now are actually not playing the role that maybe 30 years ago America was playing in the world. Because even due to our their own utterances and things, and on this media and whatsoever they put out there, people are now beginning to even question their loyalty to the country as well. Because what I mean, reflecting a little bit and bringing it forward, the January 6th issue was another big disgrace to America.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the champion
Yeah.
of democracy, rule of law, and thing. And within individuals ganging up together to topple a government. Come on, that was another thing that I saw up to now. I can't believe it. And like Biden was just recently saying, I mean, people are still planning to even, I mean, overthrow
Yeah.
government
Yeah. I mean,
in America.
in
Overthrow
America,
government
yeah,
in
you won't
yes,
believe that
overthrow.
in this day and age that would have take place, right?
No,
They,
no,
they,
no.
I
So,
think people feel so empowered that, especially when it has to do with the Second Amendment, wherein they right to bear arms. Gun gives you certain power or certain feeling once you have it, and with it carrying, as we see many places around here all year round, the shooting of innocent lives by a rifle
yeah.
gun, that should be used at the war front where Russia and Ukraine are fighting right now, and
Hmm.
AR-15, an
Yeah,
AK-47, an M16,
yeah,
being used, and someone has two, three in their house,
yeah,
couple of
yeah.
guns. This is the life we live in. But comrade, let's take a break. Let's play the people their music. Right
Okay.
after that, we'll be jumping into the next topic of discussion, which has to do with the loss of another important, significant figure, Queen Elizabeth II. So until then, we're gonna play you a quick break music, bring you another song from our Bassa tribe. It is uh, saying, "Father, we've come." Enjoy.
When we and you and more, I can do I can be it. Young and you more, because I can do can be it. You never was Senor, I can't more. I didn't what my money yo. Think the past Senor, I can't more. I didn't what my money yo. Oh. See me, so I tell you. Eat your level down there, Belletineo. Oh, Pagui, Nanga Belemo, Pagueto, hey, Pagueto, hey, Capa Ilamate, Kakuye, Capa Ilamate, Kaku, Aradio. Hey, Bensale Kanupa Yahweh. Hey, Begio, Begio, Anadio,
All right. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Talk TV Media Network. We're going to pause that music right there because we have a lot to talk about today. Today is September 11, 2022. Just for me to push this one in here, a lot of you who are celebrating your birthdays for the month of September, including myself, happy birthday to you all from the family of Talk TV Media Network. Just shortly, comrade, before we jump into the Queen Elizabeth the second,
Hmm.
we here at Talk TV Media Network also are experiencing a loss of a colleague of ours father who passed away this week, Musu Davis. Musu, we say sorry. The Liberian way, we say Nomaya. God,
Mm-hmm.
our hearts are in prayers. Our thoughts are with you as well, and know that your father is in a better place.
Yeah.
And Courtney, I'll give you the go ahead with that,
Amen.
for what you have to say to Musu and the family.
Well, we in continuation from the chat room, we just want to extend on behalf of my family again. I say, a big sorry, never mind. May the soul of the departed, rest in peace. May God continue to comfort you and the entire family there. We are with you in prayers as well.
All right, and so that takes us to England. Remembering Queen Elizabeth from 1926 to 2022. You
Mm-hmm.
live in England. You speak a lot of you grew up. I know you and I kind of we grew up together. I remember how much Liberian good American seaweed I used to be in your mouth. But your time and stay in Liberia, not in Liberia, in England over the years, man, has changed everything. Your pronunciation is so British, and stuff.
Right.
And but look at the Queen, England, and it's not just England, the Commonwealth as well, and
Yeah.
many nations are experiencing this loss of
Mhm.
this magnificent,
Yeah.
mother, grandmother, a wife, all of them,
Mm-hmm.
and the many roles that she played over the years as Queen of England for 70 years, the longest serving ever. What's your take?
Well, it's saddening. First of all, I am not actually a huge fan of the monarch. But as far as my being here is concerned, and then considering the United Kingdom now to be my second country, I wholeheartedly indeed sorrow for what happened. But for our listening audience as well, um, the king, sorry, the queen, um, isn't the queen for England, but rather the queen, or was the queen of the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth countries. So the United Kingdom, for those of you that don't know, the United Kingdom consists of three different countries, or when we're speaking from the perspective here, three different regions. That is Scotland, England, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Those four countries came together and formed the United Kingdom. So they have a government at the House of Parliament, which based in London, in
Hmm.
England itself, and all of those countries they have their representatives from one district to another, in the House of Parliament to discuss and bring about issues relative to what is happening in their various constituency. And then there are other issues that they'll deal with in the very local way, that by virtue of countries. That's why sometimes when you see World Cup like that coming, they will
Right.
go separately and contest to go and play individually. When they go in for the Olympics, most instantly they go as GB, that's the Great Britain. So all of them will just go as one team or so. But World Cup, they go
Okay.
separately. And on other politics and things, they decide to go at one to speak to speak in one accord. So as the king is now, which is Charles the
Charles
third,
the third.
yeah, is now, uh, he is known as the King of the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth, not the King of England. No, whenever you want to say the King, always say, don't say the King of England. England is just a country, yeah,
Really?
within the region of the United Kingdom. So if you just narrow it down to the King of England, then you're
Mm.
only talking about the English people. Then the other people from the other regions will feedback, also the
Oh,
Commonwealth countries will
okay,
feedback.
okay.
So yeah,
That's good. That
but
enlightenment is very, very good.
yeah, but in a nutshell, I feel for what happened today. But Sam, CEO, if you follow the trends, you will know definitely that there, ha- there's still a mixed feeling, being expressed, by countries, whether they were part of the colonial rule yesterday and today they are independent or so. There's this kind of a huge, expression of disenchantment, and some of them, are very, very strong as I've been following. But I must commend the BBC. Of course, I've been following the BBC. In fact, that day, the day she died, I was watching the news live when this guy who was giving the news have to break this news. And, I could see and I sense the kind of a way his tune really changed quickly when they gave him that news script to read that the queen was no more and thing.
Right.
And, but
Because
let me,
just right after that, not to cut you off, just days, she had just sworn in the prime minister.
yeah, 3 days after
Yeah,
when Liz Truss came in, I mean, I think it was a blessing to her as well because
it was. It was.
and let me frank about virtue of what we're hearing here as well. She did that, you know, out of every means that at least that should be her last photograph or so,
Yeah.
because even within they knew that yes, something was already going on. You could
Yeah, I think the doctors, the very caretakers, knew what was at hand.
Yeah, yeah. What they knew, so you could see how she was standing with a stake and not like normal like before or so. But Liz Truss was blessed to say, okay, go and receive your blessing, and so. But if they have waited for 2 3 days, perhaps maybe it was the king that was going to pass the government over to her. But in the whole thing, for me, I've been arguing some of African brothers, especially. I went on a talk show or some kind of a broadcast for Kenya, and Kenyans were really busting out, against the colonial power, even coming directly at Queen Elizabeth II. And I said on there, first of all, I asked the question: do you know how Queen Elizabeth was when she took power? Uh, would you squarely blame, well, will you be okay that we blame you for your forefathers, what for them perhaps doing something in your country
Yeah.
yesterday? Should that particular whatever they did continue to haunt the children of today's generation? I don't think so. For me, I like to speak from both sides. Yes, what the colonial powers or colonial rules did yesterday, as far as the contest in the context of Africa is concerned, was really, really, really bad.
Right.
But the fact that the
And,
United Kingdom
and Miles,
came,
let me hold your
yeah,
thought right there. And because what you just said has taken me back to my history class, the scramble for Africa.
yes,
The
I read a
scramble
book.
for Africa.
Yeah,
When Great Britain, France, and America, those nations were at play
yeah,
dividing Africa,
yeah,
into
yeah.
three. And that's why we have now the Francophone, the English, and the British,
That's it. Yeah,
countries. And
yeah.
and yes, we don't, some of us today don't like that, what we see, because it's making Africa lose huge loss of thousands and billions of money coming to these countries, making their
Hmm.
countries better, and while Africa looms in poverty.
Yeah,
Because you won't believe to know that all francophone countries are paying their taxes to France, you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
paying all of that. And that's what makes France great. They have to print the currency in France. Their currency is nowhere else. All of that. And our people, when you rise against that, they will find a way for your downfall.
Yeah.
This is the politics
Yeah.
they've been playing. But
Mm.
on the overall, with Queen Elizabeth passing, right? Because you started a very good lesson. Yeah, with
Yeah.
Queen Elizabeth passing, 70 years of rule, and now we have King Charles the Third, who has now ascended to the throne,
Yeah.
right? the next person that takes after Charles is who? Because is it Charles' son? Prince,
Yeah,
right?
it will be William. Yeah,
Prince William.
William is
That is
now
the that is the
he's now
eldest.
the heir to the throne. Yes.
So where I'm coming from is what's your take from there, the dynamic? Because looking at the father right now, looking at Charles, he's old.
Oh, yeah,
That
yeah, yeah.
he could be leaving pretty soon, and Prince is gonna be stepping in very young.
Yeah. Young, but perhaps not younger than any of them because the great grandmother was 18. Queen Elizabeth the First was
Wow.
18 when she took power, and his mother now, Queen Elizabeth the Second, or let's say, yeah, his grandmother now, Queen Elizabeth the Second, who just died, was
Right.
25. Was 25. So apparently, he's now going to beat those two records anyway.
Yeah, he will
By
because he's
making,
40 right now. He's 40.
yeah. So I agree with you. The current king, King Charles the Third. You know, he's very old now. I think 73, something like that. I know, vividly that perhaps he will not enjoy the throne like the way his mother did as
No.
well. But I think he already earned what was already, in place for him. So whether he's going to be there for the next 2 3 years, but I pray that he lives to see 90 as well.
Mm-hmm.
So because a human being, I don't pray for anybody to die quickly or so, except okay, for other people. But King, as far as the age is concerned, one thing I must admit is that I listened to the mother, past, speaking and thing last night, watching the documentary. She said something there which I actually copied, and I said, well, I think this worth going with. That age comes with wisdom,
It does.
and wisdom comes with understanding. So for somebody to reach to the age that he is now to say, well, he's going to be he's now he's now in the position where the whole world is on his shoulders, and given the fact that he was already doing a lot, so transcending in this manner, I think he'll be able to be diffusing a lot of trouble somewhere.
Yeah.
Whenever he stands there, as he's already wise. He's a man of wisdom now
Right.
as well. So for him, and to have seen the son, in which King Charles accordingly didn't witness things like that, but to have seen the next the next king, to watch the whole process yesterday live, it was so remarkable
Yeah.
that like him for tomorrow night, they're not going to train him a lot to say you got to do this, you got to do that. No, but because yesterday I could see him, you're watching his father keenly, the eyes,
Intensely.
yeah, his two eyeballs were very much on the father and thing, watching and things. So I enjoyed it. It was the kind of a transition that I enjoyed yesterday. And CEO, one of the photographs that I saw yesterday, which actually I started thinking about the whole of Africa, is I saw 6 former prime ministers standing together,
Wow.
and I said yes,
Tell me about it. I know exactly where you're going with that.
yeah, yeah, and I said when when will we, an African country, we have up
Former
to
presidents.
former president lining up like that,
Yeah.
alive,
Alive.
and seeing them, yeah, without all this overthrowing war business and whatever, you want power, you have to go bring, guns and start to kill people and then overthrow and kill the leader. When are we going to see leaders in Africa like this from one country to another? As I was, I was
And
so
it's
bemused.
very interesting. That's a very good point that you just brought out. Even here in the United States, when you
Yeah,
look at former presidents here, they line up on major
yeah,
issues.
yeah.
We look at the current president Joe Biden. You look at Donald Trump line up. Look at Barack Obama. Look at
Yeah,
Clinton. Look at George W.
it's
Bush.
amazing, amazing,
Jimmy Carter. All those guys
amazing.
are still standing. But
Amazing.
yes, very much amazing to see all of those leaders, past leaders, you know, in line standing up. And then when you look at our continent of Africa, you hardly don't see that because we trample on each other. We want to eradicate, we want to get rid of each other. You know, we want to destroy history. You know, and that doesn't work out good for us.
I got a memory that I want to really share here because I was going on with BBC Now. I remember a couple of years ago, I was going through a very, very tough time, family issue and thing, and we got caught up in the system and thing. And I don't know what got to my head. I said I got to write the Queen, and I sat down in my house. I wrote the letter. I sent it off. I didn't even anticipate what I was going to receive, an acknowledgement or so. Sam, 2-3 weeks later, a letter came from the office, from the Queen, with the letterhead and everything. And what I learned that every communication that goes at the Buckingham Palace will reach her. The secretary will read. The secretary don't read and reply on behalf of the Queen without the Queen, you know, seeing it, without her.
That's a system, man. The people's system work. And can you just imagine that feeling?
Yeah.
You know, you're always trying to see an African president, or you're right. This is my man. The man out here. We're not after you.
No. And
even if it's the best interest of the nation or the country. And that is democracy, being able to hear each other and tolerance, you know.
Yeah. Also care for your people. Yeah, that's it there. And showing that kind of love.
I have this video I'm about to play about the Queen visit to Liberia during the days when she was very young. Let me play it for our viewing audience. It's just 1 minute. Watch. Yeah,
good memory.
That's 1962 when you and I were not even born.
No, yeah, but then
we're not even born. You and I were not born. 1962, and that was Tubman, President Tubman.
Yeah.
You know, that was President Tubman. Not even William R. Talbot yet. It was during the days of President Tubman.
Yeah, but I think if you watch the video, Kinley CEO, the last person that she shook her hand, I am anticipating that could have been Talbot, in a whole white and thing.
Okay, I didn't take note of that. I gotta play that.
Yeah, I've been watching that video and I kept looking at that picture.
Let's play that back.
That person could be top man.
No,
Or Tobot.
it does look like Talbot.
Tobot, because
It does look
Tobot
like,
was the vice president, right?
yeah, he was the vice president.
Yeah.
You know, and
So,
he used to wear his his white,
I
man.
think,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's it. That's hot. You know, when I saw the hat, that dude, it does look
Exactly, yeah.
the late president.
But Sam, it's a very good memory. You won't believe it. That just this evening I sent that video to the BBC because they on the TV they've been asking for people to send an image or memories or so. So I sent it out. Hopefully maybe when they put in that documentary together to. But Sam, what I was told, but I have not read in the history that when she went for that visit, and at the time, Todman was in what we call now the executive pavilion.
Right.
That was the executive mansion, executive pavilion. That was where Todman was living and working. But I said from that visit, when she came back to the United Kingdom or England, then she decided to help Todman in Liberia, and that's how the executive mansion was constructed, the current one. So that's a history I heard about the executive mansion, that actually it was a gift, help, money, even though it was built by a contractor from Israel, but obviously it was a gift from England.
That was very powerful, and she played a very important, memorable role in the life of many nations.
Yeah.
Many nations. Yeah, and it's a blessing to. It's sad to see her gone, but it's a blessing to see her alive. To see the things that she's done. Very much interesting to see the wonderful things she's done for nations, and many lives. The transformation of many lives, folks. You're listening to Talk TV Media Network. Today we are discussing with sober reflection of the loss of the Queen of England and the Commonwealth.
Of the United Kingdom and Commonwealth.
Of the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Queen Elizabeth II. And now we do have a new king, King Charles. Also, earlier on, for those of you who are just joining us, we also had a sober reflection of on 9/11, the destruction of the World Trade Center, the Twin Towers, the plane crash at the Pentagon here during the 9/11. And it's funny, those were the moments that I was en route to the US. Yes, it was very, very, very tight. Security was, at the peak. No joke.
Every airport.
Yeah, especially a black guy like this, man. We look like Arabs already. Look at me, I look like one Arab, and stuff. You had to go through a vigorous man, checks and stuff. My Kanye, I didn't make it that time in America. My Kanye all left at the airport. I'm telling you.
I think because I left Liberia in 2001 as well. That's when we left for Cuba. Similar story you're talking about, security. And we transited, I think, into 2 different European countries. But we were traveling in group, young people, 10 of those. And then Liberia in, fighting civil war, and we're going to Cuba. By the time we say we're going to Cuba, we're from Liberia, hey, man, the story changed. They put the looks of the people at the airport, it all changed. Cubana, this and that, and thing. So people thought we were rebels going to train in Cuba and coming back to go for war. But the memories are kind of mixed, and I think like what I was saying in terms of what the forefathers of these people left behind yesterday,
Right.
is also haunting them now
It
today.
is. It is.
I was just watching the news, and in India, they have this monument of uh, King George the sixth, yeah, and this monument has been there all along on thing. But India is also trying now to shift away. They just unveiled a new monument replacing that particular monument. They took it down and they replaced it with one of their heroes. So it's almost like they too are saying now, no, there's nothing about colonial. We don't want to remember anything about colonialism and things. So they also,
Right.
even here in the UK last year, it was huge here. A lot of the guys monuments that were put up in especially in the city of Bristol and Liverpool. These cities were the cities that were hub, where slave trade was going on. So
Mhm.
these cities, according to history, these two cities actually were built by the slave trade. So people got angry last year. They brought down those monuments. Some of them they threw them out in the ocean and things. So you see, I mean, the whole thing now is shifting as well. So I can see that the flexibility of the late queen as well, and the way
Yeah.
she actually was trying to handle things, also helped a lot to diffuse a lot of tension.
Ultimately, Max, I think that's the role of the queen to not take sides, to be a uniter.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. One thing I used to admire her of,
to
it
take
comes to
sides.
politics. Yeah,
Yeah,
it comes to politics. You leave it with the government to deal
yeah,
with it and thing. If it comes to going to diffuse tension, sometimes she
exactly,
will go.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not in Ireland. I mean, in Ireland, she went to Ireland before Ireland broke up, and they one became independent, and the other one stay on their own. They all were together. They what happens there those days yesterday was really bad. They had this bloody Sunday and everything. The late queen own a cousin was killed in a war there and thing. I remember a couple of years ago she went there. She would break up the peace and thing, and nobody thought that that she was going to shake the government, especially the rebel leader at the time was in government in the power,
right, right.
and that handshake it made a huge difference. And today a change and transition is also going there.
And
So
that's another thing I have observed over the years as a king or a queen.
yeah,
Everything you do, all eyes are on you.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
All
yeah,
eyes. Can you
yeah.
imagine when they were when King Charles the second just took his oath and he was signing? I don't know what he was signing, and up the pen, the cover of the pen was saying,
Affirmation.
yeah,
Yeah,
affirmation is sitting right there in the way, and he's looking at move the pen out of the way. All of that's
yeah.
becoming an issue for the media, for this, the appearance of the two brothers, with their wives, Prince and his little brother, all of that an issue. I'm like, this is a family feud, but because I think when people tend to look beyond the veil, a
yeah.
family is a family. What they discuss on the inside, you don't know.
That's
We
it.
have that saying in Africa, as in a family tree will bend, but it will never break.
It never break. Yeah, and
That's
that's
how
why.
they are. Those are two brothers that
Mhm.
grew up together. They know each other better. They could have differences, viewpoints, but it's never going to destroy their relationship.
No, no.
You
And I
know, and
was
people just need to look beyond that. Period.
Yeah, and I was really glad yesterday. I was watching it live, and when I saw them coming and walking together, going in the
Yeah,
fence,
for real.
walking to look at the flowers, the tributes and thing. That was huge as well, especially with respect to our own sister. I will refer to her as our sister. You know, you know, I mean the wife. uh, there are a whole lot of resentment about her here and thing. And
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of British people actually,
Harry,
those,
Harry, Harry marrying an American,
yeah,
all of
I
that.
mean,
An
a
issue.
lot of them here who refer to themselves as nationalists, they really do not want to,
No, they don't. They
want to
don't.
see her at all.
Their
But
their opinion is that it should be within. You know,
Yeah, that's
but
it.
folks,
Yeah,
time is off the wire. But because this is a
I
special
know.
edition, Sunday edition, we are going to break shortly and play you another song from the Pele tribe in Liberia. So those of you who are Pele, we have the number on the screen. You can call in. The number is open for the next maybe 15-20 minutes. We will be here. You can
Mhm.
call in and give us your thoughts. Right after that song as well, I'm going to bring in to remember someone who more or less was a mother to me as well and to many other people as well, and then give her tribute. Then we'll be able to close the broadcast, this segment. Until then, enjoy your Pele song. All right, folks. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Talk TV Media Network. I have this picture on the screen for your viewing as well. That is another tribute dear to my heart. And this woman of God that many, 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 many of you know, a Liberian, 5 years ago, left us. She, before I even start her stuff, just for you, the hearing audience, and also you, Max, she was the assistant pastor to the church where I go to here, and God brought me from Liberia and kind of took me and put me in her arms. She was a mother, loving, a Liberian woman who uh, was married to a Haitian uh, man, bishop, archbishop, son of the soil, and lived in Liberia for 15 plus years. He was the head of the Lakiri mission. He's still here
Mhm.
in Tulsa, Oklahoma. But we all felt a deep loss, of our mother. Uh,
Mhm.
she had cancer in the brain, glioblastoma, and it was very hard. She has left us, but I feel like she hasn't left. Because I can
Yeah,
still see the
yeah,
many, many times my interactions with her, times she came at my house to visit, to talk, to encourage, a son.
yeah.
And I just remember as many, pastors around the world, and uh, uh, she was to many, she was a sister, to some, a mother, true mother, as you can see. Her husband is right there in the middle in the chair, and four daughters. They all lived here. Beautiful, beautiful daughters. She's the one in the back by the husband right there, and there she is right there as well, and with her four daughters in the back, Pastor Loretta Laurore, and she was fun loving. Yeah, there she is. And this memories of her alone for this week. I continue to celebrate her.
Mm,
What kind
mm.
of person she was. And I feel like there she is. There she is
Yeah.
as well. Sometimes I feel like we die, but we really don't die. That's how I
Mm-hmm.
feel. Sometimes we die because this body is gone, but the spirit, the impression, the impact that person leaves behind on the minds and the lives of people lives on. And I feel like that is the real life.
Yeah.
That is the real life, you know, because we see so many people want to show off. I got this house, I got this car, I got this, I got this. At the end of the day, you go 6 feet deep, you done. You got
That's
no
it.
history. What
That's it.
legacy did you leave behind? What name, what impact, you play in the lives of people? Jesus Christ, who never probably even had a house or a mansion, is the most talked about man in history today.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
because of the impact he played in so many lives. The impact
Yeah.
in so many lives. And she was buried right here in Tulsa. Sometimes when moments like this kind of struck, I because of the kind of business that I do, I swing by the grave site because I feel like I shouldn't. I run a lawn care service, and I should not pass by her grave to see it, all bushy. If the ground, the people on the grounds don't cut it, the people that own the graveyard, I will cut it. I gotta clean that grave
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
time of memory is a fresh.
That's true.
That's my way of saying
That's
hello.
true.
And I know she's watching down.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
Again, our love, goes to the family, Archbishop Bishop Joseph Joel Laurent, as well. We hope you keep it in there strong, Papa. And
Mm-hmm.
as we, because it's not easy when you lose your partner like that of a lifetime, 40 plus
Yeah.
years in marriage. You know, it's not an easy thing. It almost looks like besides God, that person is your next anchor.
Oh yeah. 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 Yeah.
You
Definitely.
know, yeah, that person becomes
Definitely.
your next anchor, and when they're gone, you feel like you're on a broken stick. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and the
Yeah.
challenges of life, they hit very hard. So our love to the Laurel family, Mama, wherever you are in heaven, uh, we pray that the impact you left here is never in vain. And so with that, I want us. Let me just take this quick break. Appreciating life, those of us who are alive today,
Mm-hmm.
and we can come out and summarize this.
Let's do it.
I am alive today, Papa. It's by your grace. I woke up this morning. It's by your grace. Those people who have died today, I am no greater than them. Those people in the mortuary, I am no cooling than them. I am alive today, Papa. It's by your grace. I woke up this morning. It's by your grace. Those people who have died today, I am no greater than them. Those people in the mortuary, I am no and them. Good morning, oh, good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Lord. Good morning, Holy Ghost. I am alive today. Good morning, Jesus. Good morning, Lord. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I am alive today. Oh, I am alive today.
I'm alive today.
Mm.
I'm alive today. Good morning, Jesus. I woke up this morning in my sound mind. There is nothing else we have to give God but to give Him thanks and glory for waking us up in our sound mind. Because as we speak, so many people are in pain. Some are in hospitals. Some are in accidents. Some are mourning their loved ones right now. Some do not know what the next hour, what it may bring for them. But those of us who are alive, we are grateful. We are thankful. What do you think? What's your closing
Mm.
comments, Comrade?
Well, s- CEO, I just want to say a big thank you. Memories, especially to remember somebody who played a kind of pivotal role in your life, even for that, just for that one moment, um, is they will create an image that will stuck with you for life. And
Yeah,
so
yeah.
whenever they depart, especially going to the great beyond, you feel that vacuum. You can feel that something is missing out
You
of you.
do,
And
you do.
that's why for me, when people say, oh, they were already old and whatsoever, in as much as they were already old,
Hmm.
when things, but the fact that that particular position, you always enter in that house, you meet them, you
Yes.
know, yes, that particular, bed, you always meeting them, they're lying down dead. When you enter there, even if you're saying hello, mom or hello, dad, and they are unable to answer, but they are looking at you, you got that
Hmm.
connection.
Yeah.
It means a lot. It means a lot when such tree is cut down, and the next time you enter in that place, no matter what the age of the individual was, you feel that there is something missing out of you.
There is something missing. You are
Yeah,
so
there's something missing. So, I mean, to remember, people by virtue of what you have just done, it means a whole lot, and I really appreciate it as well.
yeah, yeah. I can't say there's a whole lot to say. I know this was very impromptu for you. Man, I appreciate it for coming on the show today.
Thank you.
And I know you have not even eaten your dinner yet.
No.
It's waiting for you. So I'm gonna let you take up so you can do your thing. While the next 2 minutes,
All
I'll
right.
wrap it from here.
Okay, Sam. Thank you. Thank you very
Appreciate
much, CEO. God
bless
bless.
the family.
Yeah.
And so, folks, that's how we gonna end it here today on this show. That today is 9/11/2022. Here, the time is about 3:16 p.m. Those of you in Liberia know it's already dark as well, and those in other parts of the world. So today's show was solely dedicated to those who play a vital role in the lives of so many of you, and those of us who lost our loved ones today. 9/11 here is a remembrance of 21 years ago when the World Trade Twin Towers were hit in New York, the Pentagon, killing thousands and thousands of people, and also the loss of Queen Elizabeth as well, and also the loss of the special people that we hold so dearly to our heart. Pastor Loretta Laurore, my own father as well, who is gone to be with the Lord right now. I am a true embodiment of him as well. I remember every time, because I grew up very, very close to my father. So not having him at this time sometimes can be very hard, but nonetheless, we're here. All of us are on the road, in transition, moving forward in this life from one life to the next. So the biggest question to you today is, what are you doing with the life that God has given you? This is how I am going to close on this show today. What are you doing with this life, your life that God has given you? What impact are you making in the lives of many? To that person around the corner, uh, around your neighbor, your classmate, your schoolmate, wherever you find yourself, at your job. What impact are you making? Are you playing on the lives of people? What footprints are you leaving behind? Footprints. That's the right word. What footprints are you leaving behind? You can shape your destiny if you give it a sober reflection. Again, that's how I will leave you with this. As traditional as this show was today, you know, we will leave you with this other kissy song that says, "There's blessing on those that bring peace in homes." Salah.
Oh sala ocho bandacho, oh sala ocho bandacho, bana mingi konyulo chela ninda. Oh sala ocho bandacho, oh sala ocho bandacho.
Until then, this is how we end the show today. My name has been Sam Gazzard. As I always leave you with this word: never do what I do, but always do what God wants you to do. I look forward to seeing you here, same place, same time next Sunday. Right here at Top TV Media Network, 2 p.m. Gospel time. We look forward to bringing you hot topics this coming Sunday. And also Saturday at 1 p.m. politics time. We have been testing different ways to broadcast, especially for our guys in Liberia. So Saturday we'll be here bringing you some hot happenings during the course of the week in Liberian politics. Yeah, Top TV Media Network. Hopefully Wednesday as well we'll be bringing you business talk right here. Those of you in business, why are you failing? Why are you not succeeding? We have the answers for you right here Wednesday. Follow us online at Talk TV Media on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. Just Google Talk TV Media Network and like us, follow us. So anytime we come online, you get the notification. All right? Especially YouTube. Follow us on YouTube. YouTube is where we want you to follow us. So go and Google, search Talk TV Media Network on YouTube. Until then, Lalo Kende.
Abana yangu kanyulo chelandinda. Oh sala ocho bandacho. Oh sala